everybody, and welcome to round 10 of the PSGL PCF4 season, coming to you from the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. 2 races left then, and mathematically the championship can be won today. But last time out in Saudi Arabia, Leroy Brown retired manually as well, giving Bogdan Moldovan an easy lead in the standings. What's going to happen here in Kota? Time will tell. Let's take a look back at last week, and on the other side, we'll be ready for qualifying. One, 2, 3, 4. All 5 lights. Long hold, but it's action in Saudi Arabia with a great start as well from Mr. Van Nagy. Zelenkiewicz has lost out already. Nagy's going to have the advantage in turn 1. Zelenkiewicz just about avoids a crash. They're going to go wheel to wheel and just hold it. Harvey Cohen fancies going round the outside. Run down the hill towards turn 4 and 5 we go. From the back, clubs up to 9th. Jack Humphreys is down into 11th position. Moldovan stays in 12th. And a perfect start for Mr. Van Nagy as we go through the bobsleigh section down towards turn 14.
Yeah, amazing start from Miss Van there. Got away, and Zelenkiewicz was going up the inside of him. Called now on the back of Jay Verhage. Backsaver, yeah. Zelenkiewicz was up the inside, and Called goes up the inside of Jay.
Perfect.
What a move!
I'll tell you what, can this guy be? Look at this, go where has he been all season? 2 cars, 1 part of the track, and he's going to go launching onto the back of Harlem Marquez. And he's past Harlem. He's past Harlem up the inside into turn 22. Medium compound tire, everyone else on hards. And it's a dream start for the debutant driver. And he's got the run on Meadow into the braking zone. And he makes it stick. I can't believe what I'm watching.
Hey, oh, Harvey gets past Zelenkiewicz.
Harvey's
very
up
nice
into
there.
Position. Yep, and Zelenkiewicz lost out of that big time. He was going too far back into the braking zone, so he's lost out. All 13 runners still separated by less than a second, so it's anybody's game here as we complete lap 1. Nagy leads, Cohen, Zelenkiewicz, Molnar, Clyde up to 5th position, and already Cameron Downs up to 10th, and he's battling as well with Harvey. This is a legendary performance we are seeing, and he's already got the run perfectly on the inside line, coming through the banking. He's going to try and do the switchback as well, coming into the braking zone through the middle half of the track. He can't do it through 16-17 chicane, but look how much more pace he's got. He pulls to the outside line as well to pass Andre Molnar, and he's taken 4th. Wowee! This is amazing. Why isn't this guy racing permanently?
I don't know, but that was, yeah, he's on the mediums, fair enough, but he's pushing those tyres like hell. And the thing is, he can switch off the level.
He's past Zelenkiewicz for 3rd position.
If the result goes like this... Oh, that's called round!
It's Clad! No, he's had a spin. Oh, no, all that hard work. It must have been contact with Harvey. Had to be.
The commentator's curse.
No.
Back again.
Jay Verhage going to look at it. You can see at the bottom of the screen. He's getting in the slipstream as well. Jay's going to have the DRS on the run down towards turn 1. Pulls to the inside line. Last of the late breakers. Can he get ahead of the McLaren? Yes, he can. Leroy's going to try and hold it. Can't do it. So it's 6-7 for the Alpines, and Leroy's back down to 8th position.
Not what he wanted at all there. You could see he tried to fight it back. But once you're overtaken on the outside into turn 1, you've got no way of fighting back into turn 2. Because you've got to take that really horrible line in order to at least stay on the track. And look at Jay's speed. Jay's going to get through on him. Surely. Jay now, he's going to go the inside or the outside? The outside.
Because Meadows trying to go back on the inside line. Late on the brakes. 3 into 1. Go on for him, Jay.
Go on, Jay.
On the outside of the band there. Side by side. Don't hit your teammate. It's rule number 1. And
no!
Oh,
that's Jay round.
Thank God the car ghosted there, to be fair. That was terrifying. Harlem's off. What's happened to Harlem Marquez?
I think he had a bit of incident, yeah.
I think he's been run wide by Menno there because they were still side by side.
Yeah.
So that's the continuation, but nobody harmed there. But that was insane.
It was.
Absolutely insane. Menno should have backed out of that.
Straight, and he's fine. He's going to go for a move. He is.
Go on. Late on the break, side by side, the race leaders, they make contact. Esteban just about saves the car. Harvey nearly got punted round there. And they were looking, at least they're actually just saying bonjour, and a little bit as well. They nearly said au revoir as well, to be fair.
Ooh. Cameron nearly hitting him there, and is he going to get passed by Cameron? No, Cameron's 6 behind.
No.
Yeah, I think he knows he can get the Yaris, and he goes for the inside on Leroy Brown.
Yeah, Leroy's gone white. Okay, I think there's a problem for Leroy or something. Mona leads. Istvan Nagy's dropping. Why did that happen? What's happened to Istvan? Istvan's gone off. That's what's happened. Istvan's lost time. And Andre Mona takes the lead of the race. Istvan Nagy, I think, has had a moment at turn 1 and has lost. Coming out of
turn 1, yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Leroy Brown's pitted. He's retired.
Wow, that is big for the championship. Leroy Brown has manually retired from the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and that is huge for the championship and fantastic as well for Bogdan Moldovan as Zelekiewicz tries to go right round the outside of Mr. Van Nagy into turn 14 of the banking and breezes round the outside as there's a yellow sector 1 again. Brilliant stuff.
Right, I just want to say, currently, my podium prediction is correct.
Well, Zelekiewicz is going to be a sitting duck down the start-finish straight as well, still on cold tyres as well, as Henry says. Here we go once again. Menno pulls to the inside line of Mr. Van Nagy, and Zelekiewicz goes to defend. It's 3-1. Menno stays on the inside line, gets ahead. Mr. Van Nagy bumps him, and coming up is Harlan Marquez. Bogdan Moldovan getting involved in this all sort of chaos as well as they come through towards turn 2 and 4. And Leroy's car's still out on the circuit, and it shouldn't be. And that is indicating that as soon as the car reaches the sector, the safety car is going to be deployed. But what a fantastic battle.
Oh! It's run really wide. That was a really wide there. He's going to lose a lot of time there, but whew, this has been an entertaining few laps, definitely. Menno, 7 tenths behind Zelekiewicz, so Menno's obviously looking for his first podium. Mercedes in their best season either. I think they're on the 9th in the standards, aren't they? Coming in towards 2027, he's going to go on the outside. I'm going to go up the inside. And Jack a little bit far back, but he's going to get to exit. Oh, big snap there from Istvan. Harlan's going to get through.
Yeah, Harlan's going to go through on the inside line. Jack's really there to try and capitalise. They're going wheel to wheel as well in towards turn number 1. And I think Jack's really hoping he can find a way through like that. Harlan goes to 5th, Nagy goes down to 6th, loses out. Jack's trying to get the power in as well to look up the inside line. It's not going to work out the way he was thinking, but that was a great little battle.
That was a nice little battle, yeah. Istvan had such a snap on the last corner. He was so careful not to spin it, and you know you gotta get it to him. He didn't spin it because I definitely would have. Oh, Bogdan again.
Really make contact, yeah, and look at that. Jack's gone right round the outside. Istvan's going to try and hold it. Bogdan's coming into the party now. Slinging around the outside, and Istvan's going to drop like a stone here. I think he's backing out of everybody's way. 4 into 1. How did that not crash? And Istvan's dropping out massively now. As through goes Mirandix, through goes Cameron Downs. That was the right decision.
But look at Istvan now. Cameron and Cameron and Mirandix already go side by side. Cameron got the inside line. He could get a better exit than Mirandix. Mirandix still gonna push after him though. Cameron now on the outside going towards turn 4 and 5. This is going to be key. Mirandix backs out knowing that's the clever thing to do. Oh, Mirandix hits the wall. Istvan Nagy's going to be able to fight back because he's probably got damage from that one there.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Zelekiewicz here. He's about to be mugged. And actually, so my Menno. Here comes Harlan around the outside as well into the braking zone. Everyone's going to go everywhere. Choose a line through turn 1. Hope you survive. Harlan goes side by side with Menno. Menno's trying to hold him into the wall. Bang.
Bogdan hit him.
Cameron.
Harlan out to P4. 5 Menno hits the back of Menno there. Harlan now back down to P5. Jack Humphries up the inside of Harlan there. What a move from Jack Humphries.
Last lap the call then here in Saudi Arabia. It's flown by as here comes Jack Humphries trying to take a 4th position away from Menno in towards turn number 1. Can he go for a little late lunge? No, he can't. We're going to have to actually remember to switch to Harvey Cohen on the last lap as well. I'll keep an eye on him towards the end. I can see him on the driver track, and I'll let you know, Richie, when to swap over to him, because this is just insanity, this race.
It is. But you can see now Jack 2 tenths behind Menno. When's Jack choosing to make the move? Because he backed off into turn 1. He completely let off the power on purpose. So when does he plan to get past Menno? It's
Got to do it. I think
exactly.
It's the banking.
He's got to do it. No, he's not going to be close up. He's got to do it. He's got to do it soon. He's got to get him on the run down towards 27 or on the run down towards turn 1 if he wants to be that risky.
Yeah, if he does the line. Yeah, that's so close. If he does hit the line. Insanity if he even tries it. But look at that. Harlan Marquez is closing up on him now.
He is, yeah.
They're running out of time.
Oh!
That's done it. No more. That's done it. Jack's put a wheel in the wall. He's still going, but he's lost so much time to Harlan. Here he comes. Harlan to the inside, coming into turn 22. He'll slip on the inside with a little bit of a late break.
Oh!
Oh, he's gone off. He's gone off.
Oh, it hits Mirandix.
And Harlan's gone down. Harlan's gone down. Harvey's
On board with on board with Harvey now, and he's pulled it away yet again. Harvey wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, but Zelenkiewicz comes across the line to take P3. Menno takes P4, followed by Jack Humphreys. Harvey wins, followed by Andre and Zelenkiewicz. Hello everyone, and these are the results and standings from round 9 here at Saudi Arabia. Harvey Cohen took the win yet again. He took a win last week in Brazil and he took it again here in Saudi. Started third on the grid, so not the worst qualifying position in the world, but he managed to get himself up to that top step of the podium. Andre Molnar, who's only finished on the points one time before this round, managed to get himself onto the second step of the podium. And Zelenkiewicz, who has scored no points before, got himself into third. So very, very good good races both from the Aston Martins and the Haas. Menno finished P4 with Mercedes, so that's a good result for Mercedes, one of their best results this season. And Humphreys bought the other Haas home fit, so very nice haul of points for Haas this weekend. Alfa Romeo managed to get 6th and 7th in Mirandix and Moldovan, so that's brought them up a little bit more, considering they started 12th and 13th, so very good recovery from those two. And then Marquis, Cameron Dowds and Isvan Nagy, currently the only 3 drivers left to score points. Cameron Dowds cut the 4th in the championship, followed by Marcus in 5th, so it's not the best points for them at all. And Isvan Nagy, our pole sitter, unfortunately had a really bad race. And Leroy Brown, the main surprise from this race, DNF considering he's fighting for the championship, not very good at all. And we can see Moldovan now leads by 7 points over Leroy Brown, as Leroy Brown has scored no points last round. And then Harvey Cohen is even reeling in Leroy Brown even more now. Harvey Cohen only 11 points behind him, and then Cameron Dowds 12 points behind him. So between 1st and 4th, it's still 30 points. And theoretically speaking, it's still possible for Dowds, Cohen, Brown, or Moldovan to win the championship. Then we look at the constructors' standings, and that is McLaren leading by just over 6 points over Alfa Romeo, and then Alpine 4 points behind them, and Williams 4 points behind them. So it's still in championship charge. It's still in for any of the top 4 here in Kota. Hello everyone.
Hello everyone, as we're just getting ready for the qualifying to begin as well, as I was just texting some of the drivers there as well to make sure everything is A-OK. Welcome to the penultimate round of the championship. We're up in the commentary box as well. I'm Joshua Bush, alongside me is Nathan Richards as well, but more fondly known as Richie as well. Yeah. And we're in for an absolute cracker at the Circuit of the Americas as well. And just 2 races to go now, Richie, and everyone's getting a little bit nervous, I think is the right word, because we've got about 3 drivers, 4 technically, in a mathematical hunt for the title. And it's getting good. Bogdan Moldovan has come out of nowhere in the past 5 races.
Definitely, and then obviously Harvey, I was thinking at one point, Leroy's got it, because Harvey wasn't performing as well. He missed a couple of races. Bogdan wasn't performing as well. And then all of a sudden, these 2 are now in the fight, because obviously if Harvey was to win today's race, theoretically, and Leroy and Bogdan scored no points, that would put Harvey 2 points behind Bogdan. So, it could be very close. And I'll be honest, I want this race to end so it's close. I want I want there to be a championship fight in the last race, and also I'd just like to mention Harvey Cohen has moved to McLaren, and Harlem has moved to Alfa Romeo, being as Harlem's joined Alfa Romeo as a development driver, and Harvey joined McLaren as a development driver. I don't know how that works in terms of points. Don't know if the
Same points,
points.
I think. Yeah,
Oh, no,
just
but I mean, I
it's
don't know if the points go to Red Bull or McLaren. I'm not sure about that one.
no, I think it's literally just a normal driver swap, from what I was told as
Mhm.
well. And it's now their points stay the same. They've
Yeah.
just gone to a different team. So
Mhm.
a bit like how when Verstappen and Kvyat swapped places as well, they kept their drivers'
Yeah.
points. And the constructors stayed exactly the same. So now they're racing for different ones as well.
Mhm.
About 12 seconds to go until
Yeah.
qualifying gets underway. I am disappointed to say that we haven't got that many people in once again for racing,
Mhm.
but it's going to be good,
Yeah.
and it's going to be very, very dramatic indeed as
If
we
you
get
want,
ready
yeah,
for
do you want
qualifying.
to talk for the track?
Yeah, let's have a look then at the circuit then here. The Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, 3.425 miles, 20 turns. The first sector is akin to Silverstone's Maggots and Beckett's. It's known as the Mickey Mouse section. Then you run up the hill as well. The climb up towards turn 7, 8, 9, and 10 as well is one of the steepest as well on this track. Run down as well towards turn 12, 13, 14, and 15 after the long straightaway as well. That is akin to what we see in Turkey. And so is the 16, 17, 18 hairpin sort of run around the track, akin to turn 8 in Turkey. The last two corners, quick flicks as well, akin to what we see at Yas Marina. So they've cherry picked the best bits of what the track was back in the 2000s, and it looks like it's been absolutely fantastic as well. As the qualifying is green, and I'll hand over to Richie.
Yep. Yep, we're back on qualifying now. I was going to talk through the calendar, but it's there've been no point looking at it because we're already over 80% through. So we've got this race at Kota here, and obviously next week Great Britain for the final race of the season. And also, as normal, in the chat, let me know how the sound is, because still I'm having to make adjustments every single race until I get it pitch perfect.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll all be good. And as well, plans progressing, not for this season, obviously, but next year or next season, hopefully we will all have that split screen we were hoping for as well, and different things, fingers crossed. And actually, it's looking a little bit foggy out there. I wonder
It
if
is, yeah.
bit rain, maybe, I think.
Could be
On the
possible.
dry tires. That's good news. So, yeah, it's a little bit cloudy there. For the chance
Yeah.
of meatball.
Pogmaster says 23% chance of rain. So he must be a reserve, not reserve. Sorry, he must be one of the engineers or something. But we'll look at Lucas Hendrick, or Hendrick, however you say it, who's just joined into the league as of recent, has took the full-time seat of Ferrari, as David Zunchik has been kicked from PSGL. I think it was due to inactivity, just to clear that up.
22-week ban as well for anybody who's inactive as well, and it's pretty standard. And this, of course, the first race we've got with the new Ferrari livery.
It is, yes. Very nice livery, and obviously, when was it? Is it next week or the week after where we get the nice McLaren livery, the pink one?
I think it is next week, isn't it?
Because I know that, I know they announced they will be in the game, but I forgot what date it was.
I think it could be tomorrow, actually, annoyingly, just after we finished. And maybe those of the racing in the PS leagues will have it first. But I know the PS leagues had this Ferrari livery first. And this is the first time we've got it since as well. Italy a couple of weeks ago. There's Menno just heading out on the circuit, then coming to the last couple of corners. He's got round incredibly quickly to start his lap time. So good on him as he heads up towards turn number 1.
Yep, very nice from Menno. Obviously, he finished 4th in the previous round at Saudi Arabia, so obviously he's looking to either match or possibly get himself onto the podium this race. You know, as I said earlier in the from the standings and the results, you know, obviously Andrei Molnar and Zelenkiewicz scored barely any points beforehand, and then both got on the podium. So maybe we'll see that similar situation again today, with different drivers getting onto the podiums as usual.
I really hope so as well, because we've been having a run of some really great races and a run really as well of unpredictable podiums and unpredictable wins. I mean, last time out, yes, okay, we kind of predicted what was going to happen as well with race victories with the Red Bulls, but still, I think it was a great race in Saudi as well, and it was a, what was it, 10-minute highlight as well we saw just before the session started here.
And Like I said last race, I was correct when I said it would be what was it Harvey, Andre, and Zelenkiewicz, and today. Well, I'm not gonna make my assumption just yet. Actually, probably not best. I can't get ahead of myself too much.
Yeah,
But Menno
Harvey's
currently
to
coming
catch.
through sector 3. I don't actually know the corner numbers on this track.
Oh, this
I've
is
completely
16,
forgot.
17, and 18. This is the akin to Turkey we were talking about, but in the opposite direction. Turkey goes to the left, we go to the right here in Kota. And into the turn 20 now, the last corner, and exiting nicely. Doesn't open the DRS too much. That's a respectable opening time.
Very nice. The next one is this Van Nagel, puts it second with a 37.2. Then it'll be not Harlem, it'll be the other one. That'll be Bogdan at 32.7. Leroy goes quickest at 32.5. Then Marquis comes across the line at 33.0. Then Harvey Cohen, and he goes second, just behind his teammate. And then it's a Williams, that is Cameron Dowd, 32.9. Then a Ferrari, that'll be Lucas Hendrick, goes at 34.1. And then behind him will be Race K, who's going to go to a 33.4.
Lefted in the third sector as well, and the other Aston Martin. Jack Humphreys is out there on intermediate tyres, by the way, and he did come into the pit lane, I thought, to change tyres, but he hasn't, as Kirk goes ninth as well. The driver who impressed us, no doubt, last week in Saudi Arabia. A demon start on those medium compound tyres.
It was a really nice start for him, obviously. Obviously, everyone else on the hards, but still, the Lefty goes fifth there with a 32.8. Jack Humphreys on an out lap. Is he on the medium still? I mean, not medium, so the Inters, did you say?
Yeah, Jack Humphreys is still on those intermediate tyres.
Let's hope he hasn't got a glitch where it's raining for him.
Well, according to... Well, it's now dry tyres, apparently, but the interval is saying it is going to be... Well, it's soft tyres, but according to the graphic, it's Inters. So he's now out there on soft compounds. Don't know why.
He's on the softs now, yeah. It's very odd, indeed. But then again, it's F122. What isn't odd about this game?
Yeah. It's not yet fixed, is it, this game?
No.
It's
Also, is someone spun, or is just everyone going slow?
Everyone's getting a back sector time, aren't they? Trying to get a slipstream out the last corner, so it's cost him a lot. I'm going to take my cardigan off because it's making me cringe.
But actually, but we'll go on board with Jack Humphreys. He's going to be starting his out lap in the Haas. Obviously, you've only got one Haas here today, so he's going to have to do all the work and hopefully get himself into that top 5 like he did last week in Saudi. Jack Humphreys now coming up towards turn 1, a very difficult uphill turn, and he takes that nicely, brakes as late as he can, and wants to get on the power as early as he can, which he does. Now into the SEs, you've got to, this sector 1, you've got to put your foot down as much as you can, but it's so hard to get it right. You need a perfect setup.
Yeah, don't lift as well, isn't it? As you said, a little bit coming through turns 6 and 7 as well. But this is such a... It's a nail biter, this track. It's very hard to overtake in the first sector. Then it just opens up at turn 11, literally the widest point on the track, as you see now coming into it. And it's such a tight hairpin as you hurtle back down. And we're visiting this race in 2 races' time, after Singapore and after Japan in Formula 1. And I can't wait to be back because Kota, there's just something special about it. You get a little feeling being in this circuit as well, more than you do at any other. So hopefully it's going to be good as we see Humphreys coming through.
Oh, purple sector 2. Yeah, I was going to say he's got a purple sector 1 and purple sector 2 there, so he's looking pretty quick out there in the Haas, and he's going to probably want to put it in that top 5 at least. Obviously, currently the top 2 split by 600ths of a second. Already spun.
Oh no! Too much curb on the entry, and it lost the rear and does a 360.
That's unfortunate for Jack, indeed. He's looking very quick there on these on the soft tyres, so he's going to have to come back into the pit lane. No, he's going to go around again.
Oh, fair dues. I thought he might have to box, but he's going to try and stay out there and do a lap time anyway. Yeah,
maybe he wants to get a banker in. If he can get himself into... Oh, there's Ferrari there coming at the track. Jumped me a bit there, I didn't see that. And then there's... I think it's Cameron Dowd. Cameron Dowd will be the first one to start his next lap. Obviously, he's got this 6th, which isn't bad for him, considering I think was it 11th he qualified in Saudi or something like that.
Yeah, he had a really poor qualifying. He did, yeah. He was way, way down on the grid.
Actually, no, it was 10th, because I remember
And he shot up in the race,
He
didn't
did, yeah.
he? He finished what was it, 4th in the race off the top of my head.
6th or something. But yeah, I was remember because the Alfa Romeos finished 12th and 13th last race.
And the Alphas as well had a disagreement between the two of them that we were talking about
Yes.
as well. And Bogdan said, "You pushed me into the wall and all this lot as well." They went to the stewards and nothing's come of it.
Exactly,
Which
yes.
is
Odd.
much normal considering the fact that you don't really want to have a go at two teammates, do you? The team sort of would have stepped in there as well.
Yeah.
And the engineers, gone.
Yeah, well, to say we're on board with Cameron Dowd. I went on board with Harvey because it said he was in a lap, but he's not. And Cameron Dowd, 0.74 up on his time, 0.074, sorry, so that's about 3/4 of a tenth. That would put him, I think, just about P5. But obviously he's still got set 2 and set 3 to go, so he's definitely got lots more of space to improve. But the issue is, there's quite a bit of traffic out in front, so he wants to hope that traffic moves as quickly as possible. As Menno is the first car that'll come up, he's just coming out of this back straight, and now we can get Cameron Dowd coming into the corner on the end of the back straight, and you can see what he can do. He's set to 2, he's quickest, 1.5 tenths. Very nice from Cameron Dowd.
Yeah, very nice second sector time as well. He was just keeping up there as well. Takes a wide line into turn 15 as well. Nicely done. 16, 17, 18 then the triple corner. Hit apex 1 nicely. Let the car drift out to catch the next apex as well. Then turn 19, you flip the car in, and usually you do go all forwards off the track. It's such a arrow point, and Cameron does that's it and coming to the pits, but he was on a good lap time there.
He was,
so
yeah. We're going to build with this Van Nagy. 3.5 tenths up in his Haas, so he's looking to put a very good time on the board. Let's see what Istvan can do now. He's going to be coming to the line very shortly. What time does Istvan put the board? He goes quickest to 32.3. Then Harvey, 2 tenths up. Let's see what he can do. He was, I think he was about 1.8 tenths up in the second sector. Let's see what he can put on the board. Does he improve? He goes quickest to 32.2.
So times are coming down incredibly fast then, as we just had more hot laps with 8 minutes to go in the session. Where is Leroy Brown? He's a 10th up in that sector as well, but Harlan Marquez is coming to the line.
Goes 5th. Then Bogdan Moldovan goes 5th as well. And then let's see who's next across the line. Oh, Morandix has a big step on the exit. And then it's a Mercedes, I think. No, it's not the Mercedes. It'll be Leroy Brown, I think.
I'm watching him now. He was up by 1/10 of a second in that second sector into the last corner then. Turn 20. Flick up into the left and he immediately start climbing up the hill before you got the line, and he goes second. He's 2/10 off the pace. But look at that. It's a 1:32.292. And the top time from Harvey Cohen's a 1:32.254. So they're in the same bracket. The two new McLaren teammates, nothing can separate them out here at the moment at Kota. Fantastic qualifying for the pair of them. That's
very
strong
fantastic.
And if Harvey and Leroy don't move up to F3 along with Bogdan, something's very, very wrong, because these guys have been quick all season long. Yeah,
they've been really quick all season. Obviously, Leroy's had a bit of a bad couple of rounds, but you know it doesn't take away from the fact that when he has a good round, he can be very quick. Obviously, Menno doesn't improve. He was 300ths down, and he's currently 3/10 off P3. So he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get himself into that top 3. But Istvan, he's had a bit of a break, and he's come back, and he's took pole in Saudi, and he's currently P3 here in Kota. So he's looking to have very good qualifying performance. And Bogdan though down in 5th. That isn't what Bogdan wants.
Yeah, and Jack Humphreys has had another shocking lap time as well.
Yeah.
It was a 2-minute lap time, so he has really gone bad out there. And he's still circulating now on another set of new tyres. So here he goes then on his lap time.
Let's see. Let's hope he's actually on a lap this time. We'll see as he comes through set to 1. Look how unstable his car is.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for the Haas, is it? He's having to fight that. He's up on his own personal time, but that's a 1:37, and the pole time's 1:32. I'd be worried about being in the 107%, to be fair.
Yeah.
If they think about it. A bit insane.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do coming down the back straight. Hopefully he can do something in sector 2. 400s up on his previous time isn't what he wants at all, obviously. That'll put him to a 37.7 or 37.6. But now he's coming down into the end sector, and you can see how much he cuts the track there.
Yeah. Is he
700ths up?
On his own best time. That's not enough.
No,
So this is not going to be. That car is not got the right. I reckon. Is it going to rain qualifying? Pugmaster might know. He says 23% chance of rain in qualifying. What is the percentage of rain for the race? Because that looks
oh,
to
you
me
can see. Look
wet
at that.
setup. My word.
Big snap again. That car has got so little downforce.
Wet setup. I'm 90% convinced he's got a full wet setup on there, and he's abandoned the lap time now. So he's sacrificing lap time.
Cameron Dowds.
Pace in the race.
2/10 up on his previous time. Purple set to 2. I'm sorry for cutting you off there, Josh. But
so I was noticing that as well.
but he's just coming through turn 16, 17, and 18 now. And we'll see what Cameron Dowds can do. He takes that a lot nicer than Jack Humphries was able to do. And let's see now, into the final couple of corners, turns 19s and 20. Let's see if he can improve on his previous time and into the pits again.
Is anyone actually going to bother setting a lap time?
Don't know, but we're on board with lefted. He should be on a lap, I think, now. And he's up by 1/10 in Sector 1. That's a big improvement. So let's see if he can put himself into the top 5. So this is not what Bogdan wants. Because, you know, we've seen all season long, Bogdan isn't a qualifying driver. He's a race driver. So, you know, if he wants to get up into the high points, he needs to get up past Leroy Brown.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a struggle today. He's got Menno and his fan in front of him.
Yeah, Moldovan's on 82 points. Brown's on 75. Cohen's on 64.
Yeah.
And then there's more you can add into that mess as well.
Yeah.
Try and work out the championship. What we've worked out is it has a shot of being won today, but realistically, it's going to be won next week.
Yeah.
It's too close.
Yeah, it could happen today, but that would mean Harvey, Leroy, and Cameron Dowd score no points, which is not going to happen, is it? You know, let's be realistic.
It's not going to happen now. And Lefted's 2/10 up in that second sector.
Yes.
And he's on a 132.8. So this is looking good to at least put him second row of the grid as he comes out of the last corner and punches it towards the line. Come on, give us something good. Give us something. Oh,
very nice.
Okay. Nice time. Second row indeed.
We'll look down at Mirandix. He's currently coming through Sector 1. Mirandix didn't have the best qualifying out in Saudi Arabia. I think he qualified 12th or 13th, one of the two. And obviously then had a bit of a dispute with his teammate, who is not his teammate today. And that was Bogdan Moldovan. But he's today replacing, I think he'll be replacing Harlan, won't he? Because Harlan was in the Alpine previous to this race. And obviously Mirandix was in the Alpha, so they swapped him. And I bet Mirandix and Bogdan are probably happy about that as well.
I tell you what, though, Race K, who's made his debut here today as well, he's in 10th on a 133.461.
Same as Hendrick.
Yes, exactly the same time, yeah. And Clud is 12th, 133.796. Now, Race K say that this is his worst track on the game.
Oh.
And Clud's having problems with his steering wheel. And also, he doesn't have glasses on, apparently. Apparently, he's got a sprint set. I was reading up. So
that's not ideal.
That's what he's off. But he says he can't hook a lap in, and he only had 4 laps of practice.
Oh.
So he's gone incredibly blind.
Yes,
literally.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
I like the pun. It was a perfect one. I'll give you that.
I generally didn't mean that, actually, as well. Anyway, Miranda goes 9th. That's a good time. I generally didn't mean that. I was literally saying he's going into the track. But no, I'll take that as an accidental Alan Partridge pun.
Let's see. Is Leroy Brown on lap? Yes, he is. Leroy Brown. No, we'll look at Leroy. He's currently in Sector 1. Just starting his laps, coming out to turn 1 now, heading down towards the S's section. Like I said earlier, this S section is probably one of the most satisfying parts to get right, but one of the most horrible places to get wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I always fear it when I go through this section as well on the game. I'm like, oh god, not this one again. It's like, Left is backed out. Okay, so he's retired in the pits. But
P4.
I know what you mean. It's so bad because, and then you hook it up. It's a bit like, it is like Maggots and Beckett's. It was designed after it, but Maggots and Beckett's you can get right quite often, and you get in a rhythm with it. With this track, every lap you've got to concentrate. You can't just get in the zone as well. And I'm sure you've said as well. I'm sure you've found out in the past as well. When you're that concentrated, it's true what they say. You really do get in a specific zone. And when I'm doing career modes and all that lot on Racing Online, I miss about 5 laps. I don't even know where they've gone. Because
you do. Yeah. Like, the thing is, it's something I've always noticed in general, in many games, especially in F1. I'll sit down and race and like, oh, hang on, where's the last 10 laps been? Because you kind of, the thing is as well, you can't forget you're racing, if you get what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah. But it's
Like-
like you almost become automatic, don't you? You forget
yeah.
everything about it. It's fun. And it's so good to get it. As the checker flags down, here comes Leroy Brown. Oh, wow.
Goes pole. Well, provisional pole. Look at Menno. He's currently coming across the line. He's 2/10 up. Let's see what Menno can do. Goes third. And then we've got the
Good
Red Bull
time.
of Cold. And he's invalidated. So we've got the Haas of Jack Humphries next. Another big snap from that. See what he can put on the board now. What can Jack Humphries do? Coming on a 37.7 and goes 8th.
Hey, that's more like Jack.
Now Bogdan Moldovan has invalidated.
Last
That's
corner
not what he
is a
wants.
nightmare. That would
Now
have
we're
been
going to
good
watch
enough.
Harvey. 700s up in sector 2. Can he beat Leroy Brown is the question. It's going to be a difficult one, but we'll see what Harvey can do. P3 back in Saudi Arabia. What can he put his McLaren under today? Very wide on the exit, the turn there, but he's coming to line out. Can he go pole? Yes, he can. By 800th of a second. Lucas Hendricks, the only person left, followed by Is Van Nagel. What can Lucas do? Oh, he spun!
Oh, he's lost it.
And he's from Nagel into the pit. So Harvey Cohen qualifies on pole, followed by Leroy Brown in P2. So that then puts Bogdan down in 8th. That is not what Bogdan wants, with his 2 rivals starting 1-2.
This is going to be one of the great races going forward, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
Harvey Cohen on pole. Leroy Brown is second. The two
By
people who,
800ths.
as you said, shouldn't really be on by 800s.
Yeah.
McLaren, though, they've got 2 great development drivers there.
They have.
Menno third, 4th for Nagy, left in 5th. Marquez is 6th, Cameron Dowd 7th. Moldovan 8th, Humphries did get up to 9th, Mirandix is 10th, Hendricks is 11th, Race K is 12th, and Clud in 13th position.
Obviously, Cameron Dowd theoretically is a championship contender. Most likely won't win because he's got to win the next 2 races, and the top 3 have got to retire. But the thing is, with Bogdan now, he's got Cameron qualifying above, Leroy and Harvey. That is not going to give that's not going to give Bogdan any confidence, is it?
No, it's not.
You know, the thing is, if Leroy Brown was to finish second and Bogdan was to finish 8th, that would put them level pegged, I think. Or if not, why be 1 or 2 points apart?
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, though, if Harvey wants to win the championship, he doesn't want Leroy in second.
I think Bogdan's playing the wrong game because he just said, I can't with Jeff. I was on a P5 lap and he started talking FFS. But it's not Jeff. Jeff died. It's
Maybe he's just saying Jeff because everyone's used to Jeff. Whatever. Isn't it Connor or something, the new one? What's his name?
No. It's Mark Priestley.
Mark, that's it, yeah. Well, everyone knows, but I still call him Jeff. Everyone calls he's just that, it's that natural.
Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, we're getting ready for the start of the race, and it's over to you, Richie, to call the lights out procedure. I'm
excited. Let's see who gets the best start. Alfie Butcher was fall to first in F2, but now we're on board with F4. 5 lights are out, and it is lights out and race on for the USA Grand Prix. Harvey gets a pretty good start, but look at Leroy Brown. He's got the inside line going into turn 1. Leroy Brown, will he take the lead? Yes, he does, but look at Lefted up to P3. Oh! And that's Harvey on a bit of a spin, but Lefted up to P3 now. Bogdan Moldovan in 8th. We'll look a bit further down. We've got Lucas Hendrick battling with Claude, who's already up to P11.
Well, that's just what we expected from Claude, wasn't it, to make such a great start? And he's fighting with them now through the middle section. Weird that they all glitched down and ghosted. That's not usually a feature. That should have been a contact with left-in touch in the back of Harvey Cohen. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad it hasn't been. But that's a very strange start as it comes back through into turn 11. But it's a McLaren 1-2. Aston Martin 3 with Mercedes 4. But that is a brilliant start from Leroy Brown. Getting back into pole position. Exactly where he needed to be. And now Harvey Cohen's coming under pressure as they head down the back straight. And it's side by side further back.
Yep, Jack Humphries and Bogdan Moldovan under pressure. Let's see. Jack's going to take the outside line on Bogdan. Bogdan's going to take the inside line, but this is going to be close. Can Bogdan make it work? He pushes Jack off there, but keeps a position of 8. Clud up to 9th now, fighting with Jack Humphries. And they're getting very close, and Clud's got the inside line into turn 15. Oh, and I think Harlem nearly at the back of Cameron Dowd's there. But
everyone's
that's Clud.
Yep,
Clud into P9.
This is great. So Clud's moved up, 4 places from where he started at the back. So well done, Clud, as he gets back up. But I'm surprised we haven't had anybody crash on the opening lap because it's more dodge
I just like to say, Cameron's dad's put in the chat. I could be wrong, but Bogdan's penalty for last race hasn't been applied. Therefore, he didn't score 4 points in last race.
Well, the championship predictions.
I'm confused what that means. Could you be able to elaborate on that, please?
If Bogdan got a penalty for forcing Mirandix into the wall, that's not. I'm going to double check that now.
I'll have a quick look. Yeah, findings F4.
Yeah, we got told that.
There we go.
Changed.
Yeah, Bogdan has 5 seconds onto his lap time, and let's have a look. Yeah, so Bogdan had 5 seconds onto his time after the incident with the incident with Cameron. Yeah, he had an incident with Cameron that put him 5-second collision. The thing is,
penalised 5 seconds, so that dropped to a couple of points. But the standings are correct because they got updated yesterday as we see some moves going further back as well into the braking zone, just nearly having an overtake manoeuvre as well. That was Claude trying to look on the inside of said Bogdan Moldovan. Didn't really work out there. But yeah, so we were double checking that person. We got told it was no further action as well, but we didn't get told for the second penalty. So just telling you, Bogdan Moldovan and Randrix, lap 19, turn 27, it was decision, no further action. That Bogdan Moldovan kept his car in a closing gap and didn't open the steering wheel. Now, apparently, there's a different one between Cameron Downs and Bogdan Moldovan for lap 23, turn 2, where Bogdan forced off Cameron Downs.
Yeah,
so that is the penalty. Yeah, I didn't see that one either. That's the penalty that we've got told. So it wasn't with Mirandix, it was from Cameron Downs on lap 23.
The thing is, if you could have a look what the results were last race, I forgot. But if the penalty hasn't been applied, then obviously Bogdan only scored 4 points. Does that mean Bogdan should have scored no points?
No, the points that we had on the stream earlier are correct. Okay. That is sure, because they got updated yesterday, not today. So he did score 4 points. So he's still on 82.
But currently,
currently
we've got no action apart from called on the back of Bogdan. And apart from that, nothing is really happening on track at all. Jack's on the back of Clud as well. But, yeah, Bogdan definitely needs help from his teammate because Bogdan hasn't got much pace as a here.
No,
and Cameron's dad says the penalty's not been applied.
Right, okay, so we need to have a word with him and see why it hasn't been, as Clud trying to look around the outside of Jack Humphries. Humphries having a go at Moldovan as well. And look how much speed Clud has got. He was right on the back of Humphries as well. He was almost nerfing him round turn 13. He's even trying now as well. Into 15. Will he have a look on the inside line? No. Blimey. He's getting close as well here in Kota. He's so close that he's going to barbecue him.
He's got a lot of pace. You can see, look at the straight net. Look how much more speed he's got than Jack Humphries. But Jack Humphries defending very, very well, not letting Cold past.
Humphries had a bad time in qualifying. We all thought he was on a wet setup as well.
Left it quickest.
Yeah, 137.278 as well. There's the gap still opening up. No one has got a second by Race K. Has dropped back. Club's going to go around the outside line of Humphries. Humphries looks like he's lagging as well, Richie.
Ooh, big lock up from Cold there. Puts Jack Humphries back into P9 for now. And then apart from that, there's no battling going on ahead. It's like everyone's got to stay in that 4 to 5 tenths gap. At least everyone apart from Race K is in the DRS train. Not asked them to Race K. He's quickly 1.2 seconds behind Lucas Hendrick, who is here for his first race in PSGL F4. As I said earlier, to anyone that hasn't seen, he'd replaced David Junchik in the Ferrari as a full-time driver with only 2 races left to go. But called still on the back of Jack Humphries, and Harvey Commons seemed to have lost a little bit of time on Leroy Brown. 7 tenths is the gap between those two now, and we'll have a look at those two at the front.
For just a second as well, as I'm sure you saw, Cohen and Lefton were just sort of matching each other's sector times. They were quite quick together, as you see. They're in a line together, but McLaren 1-2 in Kota as well. What's not a lot to like as well? And this is going to put them right up there for a very complicated championship next weekend at Silverstone as well, next Thursday. So, make sure you join us for that. To decide a champion, as there's a little nerve tap from Clud, who looked on the inside line but keeps it on. There's Leroy Brown still leading this race by 0.6 of a second. Yeah,
I'm just looking for the ERS of the drivers. We got Leroy on 76, Harvey on 79, Lefty on 40, Menno on 70, Isfan on 50, Cameron on 50, 45, 49, 36. So Yeah, Cold's on 15%, so he's lost a lot. And then everyone from there is between 30 and 70.
Wow.
So
So
these two at the
already,
front doing very well on terms of ERS management compared to Lefty who's only got about, I think it was 30%, whereas the top two
yeah.
got 70 plus. So
So
we'll look
the
back at
wall
Cold.
start.
Hmm.
This is looking interesting as they come back through. And Clutch still in 10th position, just circulating back. Isman Negi's been given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now, we knew that was coming, didn't we, eventually?
Yeah, indeed. And Cold's lost a little bit of time. They went a bit wide on the exit of turn 9 or 10. And he's now still charging after Jack Humphries. He's got more straight load spin than Jack, but he's not able to carry it through the corners as much. What's happened to Lucas Hendrick? He's dropped back heavily. And this is allowing Rice to get into DRS.
Yeah, Race K is coming back in as well. Clark says, can we show the ERS permanently?
Yep, I did.
Hopefully. Sometimes it does go off and we can't control it. It's the glitchiness of the game as well. It just kicks them out as it comes back through. But Race K right in the back of Hendricks now.
He is coming through into turns 15 now, and he's really close behind, but same as Clud, they just can't get close enough to make a move. And the gap seems to extend here, just coming out of turns 16 through to 18. And we look at Cold, and as he was last lap, right on the back of Jack here, but then seems to lose it throughout the lap.
They're all in. We've got the DRS train. That's exactly what we've got. They're all just staying so close together, and no one's going to go for a move on the inside line because what's the point? If you're in a train, you'll just get repassed the next lap. They've got to find a way to leapfrog without losing time.
Exactly,
but,
yeah.
This is annoying. It's Nagy's with that only one with a penalty at the moment. We're not even close to the pit. It gets a 3-second time penalty.
And we can see Menno currently in P4. He's currently on for a net P3 because of Lefty's penalty. That's not bad for Menno, considering he started P4. He's now technically He was P4 in Saudi. He's technically now P3. You know, a P4 and a P3 in a row is not bad at all.
And that puts Bogdan Moldovan also into net P6 instead,
yes,
doesn't it?
It
So
does.
this is more points for him. That was crucial as Claude down the back straight away towards turn 12. Thinks we are a little move on the inside line, but he's only running on DRS power, and he's running way deep there on the brakes. My word, he was nearly went to the back as we see Race K trying to have a go at Lucas. And now back to Clutch.
So we're going to go board with Harlem. Harlem seems to have been catching on to a little to Cameron Days a little bit now. Obviously, Cameron Days still technically a challenger for the championship. Obviously, if he finishes 6th this race, he's not in. He's not going to be in contention at all. So I think Cameron Dowd knows. It's going to be difficult to win. So just try and get as many points as I can. Try and defend from Harlem because Harlem's only 5 points behind him. So, Cameron needs to be finishing ahead of Harlem today. And if he finishes ahead of him now, that will put him the gap, I think, to 8 points. Which means in the last race, Cameron just needs to finish ahead of Harlem. And then he can keep that P4 in the championship. Obviously, for a good part of the season, Cameron was in P3 in the championship. So he's been a bit of an underdog. He's kept quiet and he's been consistent, which is what he wants. He's finished points, I think, in every single race this season so far. The underdog. Oh, Lefty drowned!
Oh, no! Lefty spun it, and now he's really dropping. And that, I think he's coming out of turn 8. So I wonder if he's clipped the
no front wing.
No front wing. Okay, yeah, so he's run into somebody. Wow.
But now, Menno and Harvey are gapped by 1.1 seconds. But Harvey's on the back of Leroy, and he's catching quickly. Is Harvey looking for a move, possibly? In towards turn 11. That's it. No, he backs off. But you can see he's getting ever so close. This is good for his fan, because he can catch onto the back of Menno's. Menno's not got DRS on Harvey or Leroy at all. And then that's good for Bogdan. Bogdan's now moved himself up to 7th position.
So it's proper push now, isn't it? As they come back through. I'm just hearing as well over the ears as well that there's not happy about that spin. So Lefted has obviously had contact with somebody who's not happy with it. So we'll see, hopefully post-race, if we can drag him in for combo, as the see Iniesta Negi now, just in the middle of the battle.
Yeah, he's about 8 tenths behind. Oh, Menno goes quickest. Speaking of Menno. But yeah, you can see now the gaps are starting to increase. 6 tenths, 6 tenths, 7, 9, 8, 7. So The gaps are going from around 4 to 6 to about 7 to 9, which means people are going to be on the brink of losing that DRS soon if they're not able to keep it up through the corners. Look at Cameron Dowds. I mean, he's 9.7 tenths off the back of Isfan, which means he's only, he's ever so close to being out of that DRS, which is obviously not what he wants at all. And you can see he's called back a little bit of time now, but he's still on that danger zone. Lefty's onto the soft tyres, which is a bit of an odd strategy. Wow, maybe he's looking to possibly pit onto mediums later into the race.
Yeah, it's not going to take him to the end, though. No way, no way. So he's going to have to go very much longer into it, as well as Clud. We see now just under attack to Jack. And he can't get through there. Now watch as that DRS will swing open. He's got 20% of ERS power. Now 17 as it heads into the braking zone. It'll regen up to at least 20 under braking. Just about 19, just to prove me wrong. He locked up a little bit as well, so it didn't go in. Yeah. But Humphries is struggling as well on that badly set up pass.
Yeah, that's the issue I always see with Cold. He seems to lock up a bit too frequent. He can correct it, but he still, it still doesn't help when he's locking up. He's going to give him more tyre deck, which is the last thing he wants.
And on these hard tyres that they want to take long into the race, that's why. And I wonder if they've all started on the hard compound because they were thinking it could rain. But it looks blue sky to me, so qualifying a more chance of rain. Clud was all over the back of Humphries again. And here's his second chance at the DRS, then up towards turn number 1.
Oh, Radic's out in the pit lane. He was running P10.
Yeah,
that's very odd.
Why is he DNF'd? What's he not happy about? Or I hope it was him deliberately, not an accident.
No, he's returned to the pit lane. That's an odd one.
That's interesting. Leaders ERS, 65% for Leroy Brown, 75% for Harvey Cohen. There we go. Then we'd have to break away from the main battle. As they come through. And Wilson Hughes says Macca 12.
Macca 1-2, yeah. Indeed. Wilson Hughes definitely looks into that one. It's also good for Harvey, being a development driver for McLaren, putting them second. He's definitely what he wants. Obviously, Leroy also doing a pretty good job for McLaren today. We haven't seen him up on that top spot for a while. He's finished in the last 3 races, only 6 points.
Also, the inside makes the move on Jack Humphries with finally as well getting it done. Centered at the inside nicely. And Jack could do nothing about that one as well. Clud had the speed. He used nearly all of his ERS power. Now he's going to be vulnerable as well. Jack, thinking about it, has 21% of ERS. Only 13 now for Clud.
Oh, but look at Isfan's struggling a lot. I can see he had a big twitch there coming at the final, coming at turn 17-18 there. And he's now 1.4 seconds off Menno. This helps Cameron, because Cameron's going to have obviously DRS.
Did you see Clud's having oversteer that last corner as well?
No, I didn't watch. But is it a big one?
Over the back of the screen, just saw it. He was all sorts of out of shape, and he's just in a 136.
It's Matthias van Erven, so is Leroy leading soon? Well, it's what we want. It brings the championship battle closer. Bogdan will get what? 4 points. Leroy will get 16. That puts the gap very close. Mer is last because he crashed at the end. I think it was the end of set to 1. Don't know if he made contact with Menno or if he just binned it, but he had no front wing and obviously had to pit. Had a headache. Surprising, Connor. Lucas Hendrick gets a 3-second time penalty. Not what he wants. And also, I didn't notice Cord had one as well. Lefty goes fastest. Speaking of Lefty, 36.3 on the soft tyre compound. Big snap from Isfan. Isfan's using a lot of time. I don't know if he's got high tyre deck, but look at Bogdan. On the back of Harlan Marquis now coming down in towards turn 11. I mean, sorry, no, on the exit turn 11. Look at this. Look at the speed that Bogdan's got.
Beautiful round the outside. It's going to be tricky to hold that one together. Don't run into each other. Not again. The two alphas side by side. And Marquez is really going to hold it on the outside. Clud's coming on the inside line.
Oh, it's funny.
Under pressure. Well, he had an opportunity to go on the inside line, and then he's thrown it away as Marquez does pass Molderman. Molderman tries to cut back and swings it round the outside line, but not enough pressure. So I think Clud suffered there with premature spinning.
Yeah. The question is, are you allowed to reset to track? I'm not sure about that rule.
No.
So cool to get in trouble for that because he was reset. He did reset. Oh, it's Van Pitt. Oh, and that's someone hitting the. I think it was Jack there hit the back of Bogdan, and Isfan retires in the pit lane.
Oh,
that's odd. Why are we having drivers retire in the pit lane? We've had Mirandic retire in the pit lane as Pete said. Lucas Hendrick as well.
Oh no.
What's going on?
Why have I got a bad feeling that we've got a pit lane glitch?
It's odd, yeah. Lucas, Isvan, and Mirandix all retiring in the pit lane, and they was all running the points apart from Hendrick, but Hendrick was in 11th.
Yeah. Why
That's
have I
odd.
got I've got a really, really bad feeling that there's a pit lane glitch. That if you go in to change tyres, it glitches. Lefted think just got away with it. Claude has just said WTF as well. As I think he's coming. Has he come into the pit lane?
He has,
oh no,
yeah.
it's in the pit lane. It's put Claude in the pit lane, but he wasn't supposed to be in the pit lane.
Oh.
So Claude's down in 9th place now on medium tyres, but I don't think he was meant to be in the pit lane. He's just said, I think we've got glitches.
I wouldn't be surprised. Lucas's car's stopping there. 10 people left, yeah. I don't have a clue what's going on. And because Mirandix was 9th, he retired in the pit lane. Isfan was 4th, retired in the pit lane. Lucas 11th, retired in the pit lane.
Yeah,
that's an odd one. Was
either
either a glitch or
Yeah.
people are somehow running out of time and needing to retire. Yeah, it's an odd one. But watching Bogdan Moldovan still charging after Harlan Marquis. Bogdan Moldovan obviously the championship leader by 7 points. Today will possibly lead. I don't know the maths, but will possibly end up losing his lead today, depending where Leroy finishes. It's going to be a close one.
I'm just asking as well, did you all retire
Manually,
or do we have a glitch?
That's an odd one.
Yeah,
It's a shame for Isfan. You know, obviously he did have 3 seconds or 6 seconds of penalties, but still, you know, it's a big shame for him. He was doing pretty well. Obviously qualified, did perfect the race. He was keeping up with the pace. Just lost a little bit in on his last couple of laps. Jack Humphrey's also just behind Bogdan. Bogdan not having the pace he wanted today. Obviously, you know, we're only about 45% of the race the way through, but still not good for Bogdan. You know, he wants to he wants to put himself in that top 4.
They've all retired manually.
Oh.
Okay, so they all did it manually.
That's
so we do not have a glitch, which is good news. I just don't know what Clud is on about then in the pit lane. He's now got 3-second time penalty, but timers were manual.
Yep, it's not good. Yeah, that's an odd one. Very confused why people are retiring on in the pit lane manually. Couldn't get more words out then. But Bogdan obviously P6 now due to people retiring ahead and people having penalties, so he's recovered a little bit. Started 8th, went down to 9th, he's now 6th, so it's better than it was originally. Obviously Leroy and Harvey Harvey passed Leroy. Didn't see that one. That one came out of nowhere. And the thing is, it's hard to see because for me they've both got very similar names. Both ended in AN. The first names both ended in Y, so you don't really notice the difference. And then you're looking like, oh, hang on. We swap positions.
So Harvey Cohen leads the race. Leroy Brown is down to 2nd. You're right, we did miss that when we were trying to work out if the game had a glitch, I think.
Yeah.
But Harvey's gone through. I wonder if that was tactical.
Could have been.
If that was tactical, just so that, like, if Harvey pits first, Leroy doesn't get held up and gets another lap.
Yeah. But the thing is as well, obviously, Harvey, if he wins this race, he ends up winning 3 races. So if he's not in F3 next season, I'll be very, very surprised. You know, he's a very good driver, and the thing is, no matter what the statistics say, he's obviously good enough because he's a development driver for a factory team. So you know he knows what he's doing. So the fact he's not in F3 surprises me, to be honest. I thought he'd be in F3 sooner because I've seen him in other races and other leagues, and he's right on the back of these people who are in F2 and F3. So you know it's very surprising he's not up in F3, which he should be next season, same as Bogdan Moldovan.
I honestly think as well that we could be seeing quite a shift in the next couple of weeks in terms of those in F4 could even go up to F2 directly.
Possibly.
They're that quick. The gaps are already quite small coming into this one as well, which is why Bogdan stayed in F4.
The thing is,
now everyone's got used to the game, they can go back up and down again.
The thing is, though, like, you know, you look at F2 all the way up to we'll say F6, F7. Like, I think it was in Saudi, F3 pole was slower than F4's pole.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think F4 pole would have got like P6 in F2. So, you know, F2 all the way down to F6 is so close. It's sometimes hard to get people into those higher tiers because everyone's so close.
And it's remarkable that so many people enter as well. And as Connor has been going on about recently as well, it's so annoying when people, like now, we've only got 13 entrants here today, they get in to F4, F3, or F2, and then they just don't race for ages, and it's not fair. So yeah, that is why there's a 22-week
Yeah.
ban. If you miss, what is it, 2-3 races without a medical
think,
reason, you
yeah.
get kicks for a 22-week
The thing is, I've seen people on Twitter recently moan a lot about, this ban's unfair, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, the thing is, people that, you sign up for a full season, you sign up to do the full season. You can't just be Lewis Hamilton and think, you know what, I can't be bothered, I'm just going to have the next 3 races off. You can't. Obviously this is an F1, but still,
Yeah, you've got
And
to be the whole thing.
Fionn makes a good point in the chat there. Make less tiers and more reserves. That's not a bad idea,
Like, drop one of them and bring them in, because there's always going to be people missing as well. But then with the problem is that we'll end up with so many people in the championship that we could have many different implementations. So we had at the start of this year, didn't we? That Damien came in as a reserve and was leading the championship, and then left. So it's a fine line.
It is annoying to be. I do get personally annoyed, because it's like, what's the point? Yeah, if you're ill or your PC's broke, that's completely different. But if you just can't be bothered, don't sign up for a full season. The F1, so the PC F1 drivers don't do it, do they?
No,
Yarno and that don't go, you know what? I ain't gonna race for the next 4 races.
He did once, didn't he? But that was
we'll ignore that. It's like, it's annoying. Because, we're here to, the races itself, they come here to race. And the thing is, I do get disappointed when I look at this board and there's 13 drivers, 3 retired, that's only 10. It's annoying, because you want to see people having to fight for the points, not just be like, right, as long as I don't bin it, I'll get a point.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Bogdan's going to sit in 6th position. He's got Harlan, Marquez and Cameron Downs just ahead of him, but he doesn't need to race them. He's kept the championship lead. And he's going to be much, much faster in the last race of the season at Silverstone, because it's a track he likes. He won there last year. So Bogdan can just sort of cruise the rest of the race. And 15 to 28, we haven't even had our first pit stops yet, as Lefty comes in again.
Yes, though, I mean, he's going to have to pit. He wouldn't have made them soft to the end. 20 laps on the softs, not possible. But he could make it to the end on those mediums if he's careful and nurses the tyres carefully. But I don't like to go on a bit of a rant, but I've seen a lot of honestly, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter moan about, I've got a 22-week ban, blah. Well, it's simple. Just sign up and race. You sign up to race, and if you feel like you're not going to make every race, then say, can I be dropped into reserve? I don't know how that works, but I'm sure that'd be a good option, or sign up for reserve in the first place. Because the thing is, the people who moan, they moan and moan and moan, but it's like, you wasn't going to turn up anyway. Why do you care? Harvey and Menno into the pit lane.
Yeah, and coming as well is, I think, Bogdan Moldovan and Humphries, they're all diving in. So Leroy Brown does take the lead of the race. So what we thought might happen has happened.
Yes.
As well, and they've all gone on to medium compound tyres. So that's a good strategy to go on to now.
Definitely. But we look at Cameron. He's now 5.5 seconds behind Leroy. This is good for Bogdan, because Bogdan, possibly under DRS, could get past Cameron this lap. Then, obviously, because Holmes already pitted, Bogdan can pit this lap and possibly come out, net P5, depending on what happens with the drivers behind. Because, obviously, you come out the pit lane, the tyres are a lot colder. I've never really raced this track, so I don't know what cold tyres are like on that. Lead a gap, please. Yes, we'll have a quick look.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Just have a look and see what the gap is between all of them, because that's where we need to look now as well, because the intervals are sort of messed up as Bogdan's trying to take Cameron Downs as well over them. Okay, so Leroy's got 5 seconds to Cameron, and Cameron's got less than that, obviously, 0.3 of a second to Bogdan, as Bogdan would, even though for merit, wants to go in. The top 3 in the championship are 1, 2, 3 at the moment, and even throwing Harvey Cohen who's 4th as well, who's won the last 2 races and put himself back into the title fight, as Race K closing in behind Menno now.
Yep, and Vincent says in the chat, what was F4 pole? It was a 32.180 to, I think it was it Harvey? Yeah, it was Harvey. And currently, Leroy Brown pits. We'll look at Harvey and see where Harvey comes out, because this is pretty essential for the win of this race. If Harvey can come out ahead of Leroy, then I think Harvey could possibly have it. Leroy's now going to be heading out the pit lane soon. Where does Harvey come out? Does he come out behind or ahead? Bogdan's also in the pit, same as Cameron Dowds.
Leroy's leaving the pit lane now. He is across it now and running up towards turn 1, but Harvey's already taken it as well. But does Menno get through? Harvey leads. There's Leroy. And Meadow's going to come in too. Is it still a McLaren 1-2? Yes, it is. Meadow can't get ahead, so the structure perfectly. My goodness me, this is a mess.
That was, yeah, Bogdan got hit there by Jack on the inside. Bogdan's now down to 7th, so that didn't work. But look at Jack all over the back of Cameron Dowds. 1/10 between the two. We're going to go back to interval just so it's easy to see who's in DRS, and we'll swap back
It's going round
soon.
the outside, and Jack takes 5th. What a tremendous move.
Very
Right
nice.
on the outside, at the part of the track you could never overtake at, and Jack Humphries says, move over and hold my Aunt Bessie's beer.
But look at the gap. 2.8 seconds between the leaders, and now Leroy is going to end up having the rear end shaking a lot on his car because he's got Menno just behind him. So this is, you know, Harvey Cohen. He did it last week in Saudi Arabia. Pitted and come out 2 seconds ahead. How he does it, I don't know, bro. I need to ask him how he does that, because I'm like, you know, that'll help me. How the hell do you end up going from being about 5/10 in front, pitted and coming out 2.5 seconds ahead?
Time after time just keeps getting better and better and better as well. And Harvey, don't forget, he won the last 2 races in a Red Bull, got signed to the McLaren development program. First race today with McLaren, and the undercut is so powerful.
It is, yeah, as Wilson says in the chat, the undercut's OP. Yeah. But, you know, this shows Harvey, you know, he deserves that McLaren development driver. And, you know, in the future, maybe when one of the other ones retire, when they get too old, Harvey could take their place. And no, Wilson and whoever else is in the team, Lucas and Barry, I think. I'm not calling you old. Yet. But watching Menno now on the back of Leroy.
Barry Boomer's going to join this commentary box. Ask why are you calling him old?
Let's hope not. Barry's probably one of the last people that would want having a go at me. And Wilson says Lucas is old. Well, no comment. Well, the thing is, he's old. If he's old, he's still doing pretty good because he's, you know, I think I'm gonna be honest. I think he's gonna win esports this year. So you know, he's doing good for an old man. Let's put it that way.
How just on a personal note as well, because this is the first race since last week's in Imola. How good was it to hear our own George Morgan commentating on F1? It was so strange as well, but then again, right. So well done, George, if you're watching as well. Have a great fun this weekend. I know you've just come back yourself from Monza, as well as we look in his battle as Bogdan Moldovan now P7. Now I think Richie has to start challenging again, because now he needs the points, because Cohen leads, Leroy Brown second, they're 2 championship protagonists, and Cameron Dan's just ahead of him. So Bogdan's got to get some points here, otherwise, by my quick mental calculation, they're all separated by about 8 points going into the last race. That's madness. But
the thing is, you look now at what the undercut has done. Harlem and Jack undercutted Bogdan and Cameron, puts them ahead. Harvey did the undercut on Leroy, he's put him ahead by 2.5 seconds. So the undercut is absolutely overpowered. So, you know, people like Bogdan, he's now only 7th. So he'll come out of this race with 4 points, which is not good. Considering he only scored 4 points last race, that means in the total of the last 2 rounds, he scored half of what he scored in round 7.
Well, you know what they say, don't they, as well about this? The EA's got a lot of bugs in it as well. We know it does, but they're not doing that much to fix it. What, the game's been out for 3-4 months now, and it's halfway through its cycle, and nothing's been done. They would have now fully turned attention to F1 23, and it's just getting worse and worse as the year goes on.
You know, like, obviously, the department for FIFA is different, because FIFA's made by EA, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The department for FIFA is different to the department for F1, obviously, but still, the amount of bugs that have come out of that game, I don't play FIFA, but the amount of bugs I've seen on Twitter, the game's literally broken, apparently. You know, the amount of people have said, I can't log onto the game, the network services aren't working. What is, you know, coincidentally, that is what happened with F1 when that first came out.
Yeah. Everybody knows if your EA is attached to it, it's not going to be the greatest, unfortunately.
EA ruins everything, literally. It's ruined every single game franchise it owns.
I'm not disagreeing with you. They had Harry Potter as well in the early 2000s, and they ruined that.
Yeah. You know, obviously, we need to be careful what we say, because we don't want EA to ban us off here, you know, because EA's probably got the power to do something with PSG and be like, right, you're slating us, off you go. We're not having it.
I was wanting to improve this great game as well, because it's got such a passionate following. It's got such a great community, and it's just like, please fix it. Let us help you fix it as well.
Right.
All the development data we've got, Just use
Yeah,
it.
I'm,
Use
I'm
it.
gonna I'm gonna pause you on that one when you said great community. This community is not, so, in my opinion, is not so great. You know, obviously, in general, it's a good community. But if you look at PSGL F1 chat and WOR and F1
Oh,
esports,
yeah, the
the
abuse is
toxicity,
right.
the toxicity is so high. Every single driver in PCF1 and PCF2 gets slated. Every
Yeah.
single one, even if they're the best on the grid, like Yarno and Barry. Every single race they get slated, and it's not fair on them. Obviously, I'll be honest, I don't think the drivers really care that much. They're used to it. Personally, I don't think they do. But there'll be some people out there who will care.
Absolutely, and I want to say as well, everyone in the chat tonight, you've been absolutely wonderful, and we've enjoyed talking with you all as well. So, thank you as well for always being kind to me and Richie as well in the
Yes.
conference. I completely agree with you, and even
Yeah.
PSGL always agree, saying as well that the toxicity in the chat as well is sometimes as well, and in F1, F2 is not all great as well.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I'm going to beg and ask for Leroy ERS again.
I
Thanks.
did show Harvey's. 41.
Yeah.
So, keep a better attention, Wilson, in future.
Harvey's not.
There you go. You can
Harvey's,
see it again.
yeah,
I'm going to read it out for you. 40%.
4, yeah. Wow. So Harvey on 40, and it's 22 for Leroy. It gets better. So wow, this is going to get good. Wilson's in there too. But yeah, this is the problem. I did say earlier on in this race, we hope it wouldn't be a dud.
But
And
it
it's
is.
Like, that's the worst race. I know, Richie, you tend to say that every race is the best. But I think this one is going to go down as nothing happened. The highlight next week, I think, are going to be 2 minutes long.
This will go down for me as the worst race. This has been, pretty boring. We've had a bit of action in qualifying. But the race itself, we've had hardly any overtakes, The drivers today are being calm. I don't know if anyone's told them off and said, don't try and overtake if you're going to bin it, but no one's making any overtakes today. Yeah, and then Harvey's done his normal job of pitting about 5 million laps early and come out ahead. So, Harvey's kind of got this in the bag, I think. I need to make sure I don't curse him, because I said to him in DMs earlier, I need to not commentate Kershaw. Because he said, please don't do that, please.
I'm watching him now, if you do.
At the moment, I haven't commentated cursing him yet. Menno's lost a lot of time back of Leroy. Leroy's got pure pace over Menno. That's not offensive to Menno, but Leroy and Harvey are probably the two on the grid who've got the most pace. And that's not just because they're first and second, but the gap they're pulling on the people behind is immense. Harlem's had good pace today as well. I've been noticing these last few rounds, he's getting himself back up there in terms of being able to fight for good points. So,
yeah, it's just, it feels like a dead rubber race as well, which is weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Wilson, how's the paddock? Oh, that's in between chat as well. I'm reading out as well. As it comes through, it's very cool, says Wilson.
What we should do? We should join F1 as development commentators.
Yes.
And then be able to join Crofty in the comments box and be like, well, we do PSGL. That's surely good enough to be on the F1 live.
To be honest with you, I'm saying this. The PSGL voices here should be on the F1 game instead. PSGL get more entertainment races than what our voices are more recognisable than on an F1 game than having the TV personnel do. I know it has a bit of realism, but so does this.
But we should make sure, because PSGL obviously earn millions and millions a year, obviously. We need to make sure they set up a real F1 race and we can all commentate on it. Real F1, F2 and F3 and F4.
Yeah.
Now that'd be perfect. And then we can be like, right, Crofty, your time's done, you're getting old, me and Josh are going to step in. Or me and, Josh and George, me and George. Because George is definitely going to be F1 on the F1 one day. Like, there's no talking about it. George will be on F1. That could be 5 years, 10 years away, I don't know, but he'd definitely be on there. So,
Dev says Wilson, laughing. Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, this race is getting that boring, we'll just have to sit here and talk.
Usually, if there's 10 people racing or not, we don't stream the races. That's generally a thing. We started with 13 and we've ended up with 10. And we're sort of having to fill time while they're just driving around.
Yeah.
But still, honestly, I think that'd be quite fun as well to have commentators. Luke, hello, Luke. He says as well, I heard George isn't commentating. Very good point, because I think everybody wants that top gig as well. Everyone at PSGL wants that top gig. as well. So we're all going to be fighting each other.
Don't
for
bully George. Leave George alone. George isn't even here. Yes, yes, definitely. PSGL over WR. No personal bias, but still, you know, yeah, PSGL's better.
Brand loyalty as well.
I need to be careful what I say because there's definitely WR people in here, and I don't want to be banned from WR.
Sure, though, but I don't know if WR are sitting in very comfortable GTO Mega chairs.
True.
GTO Mega is a title sponsor. We do as well, but wonderful. I must say as well, if you are interested in getting a GTO Mega chair, there is a link in the description as well, and you can use the code as well to get 5% off your purchase.
WR save ratio.
Hello.
No, I need to keep my mouth shut. I've said something I should have said.
IWR. I did a race with WR actually with Jess actually a couple of months ago. I think that was at Miami. Great one.
WR timed out.
Wilson's literally just going through as well. But yeah, all fun and games. We all love each other really.
Wilson's not holding back today. Racist.
Yeah.
Well,
we love each other. But yeah, me and Jess did a race at Miami actually on a couple of months ago as well, and it was my first experience in Miami and esports as well. And boy, did it prepare me for what's going to be absolute carnage at that track.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And also, Jess had a problem with her game where it didn't work for the first 2 laps, and she couldn't get kicked out. So for the first 2 laps, I had to do radio commentary, and I was the co on that event. Jess was leading, so I got thrown in, not knowing everybody's names, having to call the start, and I just about got through it by the skin of my teeth. But by some miracle, I think Bogdan's going to try and make a move here.
Yeah, he might do. Finally, we get a move. That's how. Oh no, he's not going to make a move. He's backing off again. Well, what a surprise! I thought Coulter would bring more than this. To be honest, I was actually quite excited for today.
I was to be. Oh, hello!
Oh, we've had a move.
Humphries going around the outside line, and Marquez has dropped back. They're side by side between them now as well, and Marquez just stays back. Well, they've all woken up. They've all woken up.
That battle's brought Cameron closer than Bogdan.
This is insanity.
It is finally. Okay, the thing is, Cameron, you can see, takes a bit of a wider line than the other two ahead.
Putting it right in as well, and
look
then
at
just
this, he's catching.
Yeah,
heavily.
And now, coming out the last corner, up to whoa, that was a bit of a twitch there.
Oh, but look at Cameron.
Going defensive. Come on,
on the outside. Oh, bit of a glitch there, and this time it stays behind. I've seen a bit of a glitch, and for some reason, Jack just.
Oh! Off goes Cameron.
Now.
Did that? Yeah, Cameron's off in the wall.
Then I did not see that one coming.
Harlem, I think, had a massive kick of oversteer and just whacked into him. Oh, no.
Well, it could have been Bogdan, because Bogdan was behind.
Right there, too.
Oh, no. Bogdan, yet again. What's he done? That was...
That's crucial for the World Championship.
It is.
So, Cameron Downs off into the wall. One of the top 4 in the championship hunt as well. Get eliminated. And now he's behind Bogdan. That is him officially, I think, out of the championship running.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think he's out now because, yeah, he'll be out. That's a shame. So that is a shame for Cameron because he was doing so well.
So it's Harvey Cohen, Leroy Brown and Bogdan Moldovan going for the title in the last round.
So, Josh, would you be able to spare some time and work out what the points will be at the end if it finishes like this?
Yes, yeah. I will. I will get that up because I've got my document. Okay, so Harvey Cohen, who's got the fastest lap? That's what I need to know. Okay, I will work that out now on the race director.
Fastest lap is lefted.
Lefted. Okay, so that's nothing then. So let's get a little bit of post-it note how to do some live mathematics with Josh. And bear in mind, I never passed my GCSE maths, but I did pass physics with an A. Explain that to me. Anyway, so Cohen will be on 80 points as well. Leroy Brown with second will be on 86. And Bogdan Moldovan finishing in P6 will be on 88. So there is 80 points separating them as well.
So it will be Bogdan leading by 2 points over Harvey. Harvey leading by 6 points over Leroy. This is going to be a good last race.
That is insane. So it'll be Bogdan, Brown, and Cohen.
But honestly,
so three closed up.
Even if Harvey doesn't win the championship next race, if he does get within 2 points of Bogdan, he's my driver of the season. Easily.
And this is
Bogdan only scored. Oh, Cameron's dad says Bogdan only scored 1 point last race.
So that will be.
But Bogdan got given 4, so the penalty obviously didn't get applied.
Yeah. So as it stands, it's Moldovan on 88. Brown's on 86, and Cohen is
No. Right. Oh wait, yeah, 80 for Cohen. Yeah.
There we go. I'll put them in the chat so that you all know my mental calculations. As Jack Humphreys gets a 3-second time penalty, that puts Bogdan Moldovan up into 5th position now, which would put him on. I'm trying to work it out now.
But the thing is though, Cameron's dad says here he finished 7th before the 5 seconds was applied, which means he should be 10th.
So it means only 1 point.
So yeah.
So that's the points as it stands.
Yes.
So
I'm getting. I'll get too confused. I didn't pass. Well, I did pass maths, barely. So I'm not very good at this. But now
chemistry. I don't know what to do.
the battle's getting closer because Bogdan he's on the charge for Jack. Well, he's less on the charge for Jack, but he's more on the charge for Hull because obviously Jack's got a penalty. But
this is so confusing now. Okay, what I'm tell you is it's not going to be settled today.
Yes, it won't.
That all it is. Cameron Down's now completely out of it. He was an outside shot anyway, but he's out completely. He had to finish ahead of Bogdan to keep alive, and he hasn't done that. So it's going to be Moldovan, Brown, Cohen, and judging by the maths, we know that Cohen is correct on 80 points. No, Brown is correct on 86, but it's the question whether Moldovan is on 86 points level with Brown or is on 88 points as it stands now.
Yeah, well, I'm done with maths, so I don't have it's completely killed me. I don't have a clue now. It's just everyone's in the 80s and that's it.
What I will tell you is we will have everything worked out by next week.
Yes, we will. But
and we will have a graphic already, and I'll voice it and everything.
We will. Josh is good at that.
Yes.
But look at Jack though. Look how close he's to Harlem. He's getting very close, and Bogdan also getting a little bit closer to Jack Humphreys now. This is the final lap of the race, so get ready to call the end.
How do we call this one for Harvey Cohen? I'll tell you what, though, the last 2 races he's won, we've both made errors on calling it. So at least this time we know it's definitely Harvey Cohen. Yeah. Because the graphics kept glitching.
Last time, what did you call him last time? What was it now?
Harlem Marquez.
Yes, it was Harlem. You said it was like, hang on, what?
Yeah, it's Harvey Cohen who's won the race. But this has been fantastic. And look how close Jack is getting now.
Cold spin. Spun. That's not good.
We go. Just lost it at the exit. So
look at Jack.
Coming into the braking zone, he's going to go for the inside line. So much more slipstream. He pulls around the outside line, side by side to the braking zone. Marquez cuts the corner, forces off Jack. Moldovan's coming in for the battle now as well. And Humphreys on the inside line. They're nearly touching. Is Moldovan going to find a way through here as well? That's the question. Moldovan goes to the outside line to try and take Humphreys round it. They make contact. Off the track goes Marquez as well. And out of the last corner, we're going to have to press button 1 as Harvey Cohen crosses the line and wins here in Kota, but come back immediately to this battle now with the top 5 as well, as Moldovan is in P4. Moldovan's even past Marquez. The championship extension now definitely goes the way. The 2 alphas side by side to the line, and Harlem Marquez pushed in front of his 4th, and Bogdan Moldovan finishes in 5th, and that is crucial for the championship. I don't think Harlem Marquez should have done that. He should have backed off for Bogdan to get the extra points, and that could be crucial for the World Championship next week. One little mistake there, and it's cost them big time. But the big thing, Harvey Cohen wins 3 in a row. Leroy Brown 2nd. Bogdan Moldovan is 5th. They're the 3 that will go down to Silverstone as the title contenders.
What a final lap that was. You know, I think We jinxed it. We moaned that much about the race. It was like, you know what? To shut them up, we'll chuck something in the final lap. That was
Nuking
tremendous.
Tom. Yeah.
Harvey's in the wrong
Well,
car. No, Harvey has, from what I believe, swapped over because obviously he's McLaren now. So we swapped over to McLaren, same as Harlem swapping over to
that's Alfa
Alpha.
Romeo. Yeah.
But Jack
Yeah, they've
Humphries
swapped.
gets the driver of the day. Well deserved. He finished P6. But good for the Alphas. P4, P5. Luke there, playing a bit of an LH44 tactic.
Leroy robbed.
There we go. Harvey coming up towards the podium and 3 wins in a row. But Josh, if you would like to try and drag possibly Harvey, Leroy, and Menno in, and Bogdan obviously, into the comms room, see if they want to come have a chat because that was a race.
Indeed. Anyone up for the chat?
Let's have a look. But Harvey wins over Leroy Brown by 2.1 seconds because Harvey yet again had his OP pit stop. Menno finishes third, 7 seconds behind Leroy Brown, and considering he finished fourth in last race, he's definitely improving in terms of pace. Then Harlem and Bogdan, who had a massive battle on that final lap, finished fourth and fifth, so for the Alfa Romeo pair, a perfect race indeed. Then Jack Humphries comes home sixth, followed by Cameron Dowd, who's now knocked out of the championship fight, followed by Called 8th, Race Kane 9th, and Lefty, who had a very unfortunate spin at turn 8, finishes down in 10th position. And then Mirandix, Hendrick, and Nagy all DNF'd manually in the pit lane. So so we had no actual DNFs on track today.
I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for Cameron's dad right now, who's always in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Because that was unfortunate.
I'd like to say to Cameron's dad, if he's still in here, like, you are amazing, honestly. You're in the chat every single week without fail. So, I really do respect you for that. You're always in here, always, you never cause a scene. You're always happy. Well, it seems. Right, he's probably annoyed now that his son's not in the championship, but still.
Right, let's click over to the interview screen and drag in
we will.
Claude as well.
1 second, let me just get me on. I'm messing about here. Come on, hurry up.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All the screen. Hello, Claude. Just give us a second so we can have you officially on as well. As we're just having a glitch with our transmission screen.
There we go.
Lovely. Hello, Clyde. Once again, a fantastic start, but a couple of spins out there, and I noticed, first of all, you sent something into the pit lane as well, and into the group chat that you weren't happy. What was it in the pit lane that you didn't like? Did you mean to go in there, or did the game glitch you in there too?
No, so I went into the pits. I thought I made a spin, so I was like, okay, I'll just I've lost a few seconds. I'll go into the pits, try jump the other guys, and then when I get into the pits, I pit, everything's fine, and then there's a ghosted car in front of me, and my car just stops for like, I think 10 seconds or something. So yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah, definitely not at all. But obviously, finished P8, qualified. What was it, P11? So obviously, you qualify not the best,
yeah,
but still.
I could not hook a lap round. I didn't have much practice, but then again in the race paces, like towards the end, I just kind of had the track around my finger. So yeah, it was too late. But I think, who knows, if I was with the group, I could have maybe done something a bit more. And I think with the pit lane thing, it kind of made me lose my head. So I was getting penalties and such. So yeah, lost my concentration.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we saw back in Saudi. You seem to have lost your concentration. Obviously, I think we all do it. Once you get into that state where you're like, oh no, I've failed, and it's like you can't really get yourself back into that concentrated zone, which most drivers have.
Yeah.
But still, points, you can't say no to a few points. That's what, 3 points you finished P8. So looking in, obviously, because you're reserved, looking to the next round, if you race, do you think you can perform well in Silverstone?
Silverstone will definitely be a lot better than Kota, so yeah, I think I should be fine around there. So yeah, fingers crossed I don't jinx myself or anything. So yeah.
We tried not to in the commentary box this week, I hope you know. Out of interest though, with one of the things we saw out there on the track today as well, that coming out that last corner, what happened on the last lap? We saw something, it was just like, did you touch part of the green or something? Because the car just sort of snapped on you.
On the last lap, on the last corner?
Yeah.
No, it was turn 11.
Turn 11. Okay, so coming out of turn 11.
Oh, what did I have? like a really big snap or
Yes.
something. I can't,
Yeah.
Spun.
oh, I fully spun.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, was this when I was with the Alphas?
I
Yes.
think,
Yes.
yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah. Again, I think it was like the same as last week. It was me trying to follow the cars and getting too eager on the throttle again to
No.
try and make a move. It's definitely I need to be a bit more patient, especially around
Mhm.
Kota.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, you have starred in your opening two appearances as well, and I really hope you get to race next weekend and then get a permanent fixture here or even F3 next year as well, because opening laps, always watching you at the moment. It's some fantastic racing. Uh,
Well, let's
on.
hope in Silverstone I don't crash on the opening lap, so that's not on footage.
Upside down, maybe into the gravel trap. Not
Yep.
sort of look at your idea as well, but
Yeah,
it is
I won't do a Guan Yu Zhou, so
good. We don't have to stop the race then. Anyway, thanks for your time tonight, and go relax for the rest of the evening as well. I presume
yep.
it's something nice and relaxing this evening as well. Food, probably.
Yeah, food's waiting, so
Lovely.
something to take my mind off things and
Yeah.
watching the race back. Yeah.
But thanks for
Also,
joining us.
I'm going to ask one question to every driver tonight. Max Verstappen, do you think he can win the title this weekend?
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nicely.
It's a high chance. But that, you know, I think he's won the championship regardless, so yeah. I'm looking at more of a P2. You know, I want George to be there because he's kind
Mhm.
of the underdog out of the three drivers fighting for four drivers fighting for P2. So
I'll
Yeah.
agree with
so,
that. I
yeah,
want George from P2. All right. We'll let you go forget your food then. Thank you, Club, for joining us. And we'll
yeah,
hopefully do see you next week in Silverstone. I know it looks pretty good that you will be there.
yeah. Thanks for commentating, guys.
No worries.
Oh, pleasure as always.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
We'll sort of see if
And
Harvey's joining us because he said he'll be there in
yeah,
a second, but we haven't noticed him yet. I think he might have forgot.
I hope he hasn't forgot. Or he's just trying to get something in.
And Cameron's dad says Cameron never said he's not long turned 13. So whenever he turned 13, happy birthday, Cameron, for whenever that
Happy
was.
birthday, yes. And an amazing driver as well, coming up there as well. Is the stream still going? Yeah, I'll
Yep,
hop in
he's
now.
joining.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Harvey. As well as literally now, I'm just getting ready to.
Also, yeah,
shoot-
I had a chat with Harvey earlier because it says he's Czech, but I didn't think he
Yeah.
was.
Really?
But it turns out he's English, but because he lives in Czech, he has to go under Czech because of his racing license or something.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the racing
So
license.
it was technically, I was just completely confused because it's like, well, I'm not Czech, but I am because my parents live there, but I'm not from there. I'm from England.
That probably makes more sense. But yeah. I'm
But
just trying to find
he's in there. There we go.
Here we go. Right. Are you going to drag him in or shall I? Can't both
You
drag
can.
him together. Right. Okay.
Harvey.
And 3 races running now as well. The new McLaren development driver, Harvey Cohen. Harvey, you are just dominant at the moment as well. So, one question to you: when did you turn into Max Verstappen?
Uh, I don't know. I guess as the results even show, kind of after Imola, that's Imola was a turning point for the season. It's when I kind of realised, what am I doing? I'm not actually practicing. I'm just turning up and kind of going on hope that I can get some. So yeah, kind of since then I was like, you know what, may as well practice, and then kept practicing, putting in more and more hours, especially with the McLaren work, and yeah, it seems to be paying off.
Definitely. So obviously, since you joined McLaren, do you think that's kind of given you a bit more of a boost in confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has. It's kind of just the whole thing giving me confidence, and then it's giving me more reason to play the game. And it's the more hours I put in, the better my
Yeah.
results will be. So it's always good.
Obviously,
And
we got told something about Bogdan's penalty wasn't applied or something, so he should have only earned 1 point in last race, which means you are about after this race about 5 points behind. Do you think it's possible to win the championship next race if you're 5 points behind Bogdan?
Yes, I do.
And the question is, how confident are you?
sounds fair.
Well, I mean, I've won the past 3 races, so I have to be confident, but you can never be too confident. Anything can
Yeah.
happen in these races. I could just be proud. If things go wrong, I can just be proud that I gave myself the best chance I can
Yeah.
winning these past 3 races, and whatever happens end of this season, just hopefully I can have a good season next season.
Obviously, look, obviously, even if you don't win the championship, I think it's pretty clear you deserve a spot in F3 next season. Obviously, you qualified first at the first race in Austria, but obviously you had a bad pit stop, so you dropped down to 7th. And obviously, since you've been back, you've won 3 races in a row, and you've been pretty dominant. Definitely with your pit stops. You'll still need to question how you managed to pit and still get out ahead 2 seconds from everyone.
Yeah, everyone wants to know that question. How do you do?
I don't know. I really don't know. I guess my driving style just suits my outlaps. I
Yeah.
know when to push. I know when not to push. And I have quite a good understanding of the tires this game. Um, or at least I've learned that recently. So that
Mhm.
kind of helps me on my outlaps on cold tires and warm tires.
Yeah.
Out of interest as well, how good are you at Silverstone? Do you honestly think that maybe you can take the title there? Is it a circuit you like, or is it a circuit that you have a bit of like, it's not going to be that great?
I'm a bit 50-50. I've not properly tried Silverstone yet. I really don't know. I'll just give it my best. I know that there's some really quick drivers at Silverstone on the grid. I know Harlem especially, he's absolutely rapid there. I'm sure Leroy and Bogdan will be mega quick as well. So it will definitely be a challenge, but I can just give it my all.
Definitely.
Well,
And Josh, asking the final question.
yeah. Do you think Max Verstappen will win the title this weekend?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He probably will, looking at the form he's on. But as a fan, I'd hope it could go maybe 1, 2 more rounds longer, just so we can see maybe see what Ferrari can do, see if they can get some good results.
Mhm.
True sportsman, true sportsman. Well, whatever it is, we know you have 80 points coming into the next race as well at Silverstone. So good luck in that final challenge. I think also we need to arrange something midweek to have a quick interview with you three
Yeah.
as well and get that sorted for the last race and see if it's all fun and jokes or if it's a Rosberg situation in Hamilton. But either way, enjoy your evening and enjoy the week and look forward to Silverstone. We all are.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. You
No
too. See you
worries.
next week.
See you next week.
See you next
Have a
week.
good one. Bye. So there we go.
Ooh. I'm a bit.
So what is
Yeah.
it? 90% of the season done now.
Yeah, and last one coming up at Silverstone.
Definitely
and
been a
it's the
better one than last season.
yeah,
Obviously, I only joined at round was it
5 or 6.
9? Round
Yeah,
9,
maybe
yeah.
yeah.
Netherlands. We had an amazing race in Netherlands. Then we had the 2 weeks
None
off
one.
because
Yeah,
of the stupid glitch, and then we had
yeah,
Singapore off because people didn't turn up, and then I think we did the final 2 races. So
we did.
yeah,
Yeah.
this season's definitely been a lot better.
Oh yeah, all 10 races
Obviously,
coming up
you
so
know,
far.
we'll do similar. We'll say a few things that what they did in Saudi. Obviously, coming out of the prequel. What was it? Prequel race. What they call it?
Well, it was the pre-season. It was sort of
Pre.
like the. It was the race to decide who was going where, really, wasn't it? As well, the
Yeah. So,
the
um,
test.
no, coming out of this race, the final. The 10th round, needed the
Yeah.
final race. What do you think we'll see in Silverstone? Do you think we can? Who do you think will win the championship? I think Harvey.
I don't. It's so hard because Moldovan sort of came in and mid-season we were sort of writing him off. Then he
Yeah.
won 2 races on the bounce, got a second place, and came back in. Leroy Brown has sort of been consistent all season long, as you said. First time he didn't score points was last time out in Saudi, and we won the opening race, then we won round 3, just had more dominance, and then Harvey Cohen has sort of just. Can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey Cohen just sort of come out of nowhere and won the last 3 races as well, and so he's up there. I generally think it's an open goal. My gut says Leroy Brown because he's consistent.
Oh.
But so is Harvey Cohen and so is Bogdan Moldovan. So
gut instincts are Cohen for
Yeah.
me and Brown for you. So the question is,
Okay,
they've got to
Moldovan.
try. They've got to try and say we're right and prove it, and Moldovan's
Yeah.
going to try and prove us both wrong.
Yeah, because
So-
it's going to be him anyway. He did that last year. He was the
True.
outside shot and came in and did it. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And I
Is-
was looking in the
Jake-
waiting room, and I was going to say, "Oh, someone's in the waiting room." Yeah, it's not for us.
Right, well, come back up then to say goodbye because that's for F3, I
Yeah.
think, as with Hyperactive and Daniel commentating, or it might be for Paul B and Snappington as well.
Yeah,
Commentating on that F3 race, and then Hyperactive and Daniel are on F5, aren't they? Or F6?
yeah, one of the two. But yeah, it's been a good race.
really
The ending was good at least, and
Yeah.
obviously the season's been well yet again, and I think we need to end because we're just going on now, carrying on,
Yeah.
talking.
There's no one else coming through, that's for sure.
But
Well, one more
Yeah.
round left as well at Silverstone in 7 days' time, and Don't forget, you can join us again for PSGL for the PlayStation Leagues as well. That will be on Sunday and Monday next week with the run over to Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you can join us for the F2 season finale as well. And then on Thursday, you can join us for F4, F3, and the F6 as well. And then on Friday, I think we'll go for F5 as well. So it's all going to be fun and loads of racing coming up as well. And I'll ask you, Richie, then. Can Max Verstappen win the championship this weekend?
I'm going to say no.
I agree, actually.
Because that means Leclerc's got to finish 8th and Perez has got to finish 4th. Obviously, if Leclerc's 8th, they're going to make Perez finish under 4th anyway. But, I think Leclerc's going to finish higher than 8th easily. So I'm going to say no.
I'll agree with that. I think he'll go on to Japan and then just makes me suffer for getting up early in the morning to do the commentary. Anyway, my thanks to you, Richie, and my thanks to all of you watching as well. We will see you in 7 days' time for a absolute barnstorm finish to this season at Silverstone. It's Cohen, Brown, and Moldovan 3-2-1 in the standings. Who's going to take it? Join us in 7 days' time at Silverstone to find out. Good night to you all.
Good night.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega and Grid Rival, proudly supporting PSGL.